Located on 225 acres in Garden City, Long Island, Nassau Community College, a member of the State University of New York system, has close to 20,000 students attend the school each year. The college mascot is Leo the Lion, and these are his stories of the school's absolute best and brightest who have graduated over the past 50-plus years. So let's catch up together as the Alumni Association of Nassau Community College proudly presents Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation. My name is Aurora Workman. I am the president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. I'm here with my friend and co-host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, a proud graduate of NCC, and together we'll share stories that will inspire, uplift, and often amuse you.
Each week, Aurora and I will introduce you to alumni of Nassau Community College interested in sharing their experience here at Nassau Community College, along with the secrets to their success. If you, our listening audience, has any positive news you would like to share about Nassau Community College alumni, engagements, births, graduations, weddings, and or accolades, email us at alumni@ncc.edu and we will shout you out.
Today's guest is Rebecca. She is a transfer student from Farmingdale, a self-employed freelance writer, a parent, and happy to have attended Nassau Community College. Welcome to Lion Tales, Rebecca.
Thank you, Aurora. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you.
Now, because we're talking to you as a transfer student, why did you decide to attend Nassau? Because you had to do some things from Farmingdale, so why did you attend?
Honestly, we were closer at that point, but the main reason was I had my daughter, I had recently had her, and, well, she was a couple of years by then, and she actually was medically fragile. But I knew I needed to go back to school and finish my first degree, and I visited the greenhouse and instantly fell in love, instantly knew that's where she was going to be safe and happy while I went back to school, and that's definitely the reason why I started at Nassau.
Right. And tell us, the greenhouse, that's where we met at the children's greenhouse, having having small children. And I tell you, tell us about the greenhouse, because I love that place.
I mean, it's one of those places where you can't say enough good things about it. You walk in and you feel like those arms are wrapping around you the moment you walk in.
Yes.
And then you see how they interact with your child. And again, it's a place where I felt safe leaving her every day to attend classes, and when I came back to get her, she never wanted to go home with me.
I know. Wasn't that
they don't want to leave there.
There's no loyalty.
On my first child, it was so difficult for me to put her into the any place. It wasn't the greenhouse. Yeah. It was just that I was so cautious because it was my first. Yeah. So I waited for 5. Yeah. They can go in at 8 weeks, but I waited for 5 months, and then I put her in there. And I'm telling you, she just blossomed there. I thought that she would do, the crying thing. She saw those other kids and jetted off, and every day was happy to attend.
The first day she was a little over 2, and she said, "Mommy, you're not going to cry, are you? But you have to go now." That was the very first day. And you don't, it's a beautiful place. You can't say enough. If anyone, recommend it to
and it's so amazing that by the time I had my second child, the moment it turned 8 weeks, bing! It's like, here you go. I'm good. I know that you guys are the best with my kids, and he came almost 2 years after my oldest one. So the moment that it turned 8 weeks, I'm like, he's in.
I knew. I only had the one, but if I would have been the same if absolutely.
And one of the things as a new employee here at Nassau at that time, I came in with my children, but you're as a student, many of our NCC students had the distinction of being a parent. How did you navigate that whole process? Because a big part of that was the fact that you knew your daughter was going to be secured at the greenhouse. But how did you navigate as a student? The process of being a parent.
Yeah, and then being, having to do schoolwork as well.
That helped as well. I was able to leave her there a little bit for study time, going to the library and all that, or on a nice day like everyone else, sitting out at a table on campus, you know, and again, knowing she was there was huge. I could not have done it without them there.
Right.
It allowed me for the extra study time for tests and the work that I needed to get done, and everything was just extending the time, you know, for her to be able there for a little bit longer and everything.
Now, what classes did you take here?
I took, you have to forgive me, there's no way, we were talking a while ago now. I took bio, I took chem. I wasn't sure what I was going for. I did wind up going for the liberal arts and then eventually to English, lit. But, so which takes me to the one class that stands out from all of them was creative writing, which helped me. I was always a writer, but a closet writer. You know, you know, growing up writing, Mom always says you had to do it, and I was like, and you know, it was a love, you know, for writing. But again, so this creative writing teacher, who you'll have to forgive me again, don't remember his name. He was, I believe, the only creative writing teacher. How old is it? It was probably over 15 years ago. Yeah. So, you know, and even, but what we had to do was we had to share our work, and I had never done that before.
Right.
So of course I was, you know, sick to my stomach. But once you start the process, and once you start reading, and all eyes are on you, and they start smiling at you, you're good. But that was the first time I ever to share my work, and now I'm a professional writer, so I'm completely indebted to that class and that teacher for that, because I wouldn't be able to do that today without that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I mean, I can identify with that as far as writing, because I have a tendency to, you know, not share a lot of my writing or you know, songs that I've worked on, and now I'm sort of becoming a little more free with it, because people are saying, no, you have to let them read it, you have to let them see it. So that is like, that's part of that process. I think somehow it's part of the process.
I had so many books filled with things that I had not shared.
Right. Yeah, I mean, you just, I guess it's innate, right?
Right.
So that helped me come over that. And without that, you know, I don't, you know, now we would survive, because writing was a big deal, you know.
Did you participate in any of the writing, the vignette or anything here? Did you?
No, I didn't. No, I wasn't, you know, I was there for the couple of years and did my classes. And what I did do is I was an ESL tutor.
Oh, okay.
I did do that for a year. Another amazing group. Incredible. I was an ESL tutor on campus.
That's wonderful.
Great.
You were amazing students.
You're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I'm Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is Rebecca, transfer student from Farmingdale, self-employed writer, parent, and happy to have attended Nassau Community College. So tell us about your writing. Is it, you know, what do you write?
I think, like, sorry, the doctor mentioned, right? Well, you're both doctors now, right? But, yay, Aurora. One of my inspirations. I have to throw that out there. Absolutely. I said to my daughter, and she knows that all these years going through all we did, I watch you, and, you know, I can do it. Aurora did it.
It's kind of social media that Rebecca and I kind of stayed in contact all these years, even just saying hi to each other on social media.
That's great.
So I love that fact.
And it can be done. It can be done.
Oh, absolutely. And it's the fact. You are definitely one of my biggest inspirations. But my writing, again, is I'm just now dabbling in songwriting just for myself. Always poetry, you know, short stories. But I've now written for Boating Times Long Island. I started out professionally actually writing for Patch.com.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And now I'm doing a bit for I just did a story for Fire Island News, so hopefully get to do more with them. But I'm working on my first kids book, hopefully, fingers crossed. Yeah, so we'll see. And I definitely want to do my bigger ones someday when I can. Right. Yeah.
So where did your love of writing originate? Do you know, like, to want to tell the story to a public? Where did that originate?
Growing up, just being very introverted, shy, growing up. I'm just more of an introvert, empath kind of person, and a very strong connection to nature. And I started writing poetry. Growing up, I've always just
elementary school teachers that kind of promoted that love of writing. I mean, now a big thing in elementary schools is journal writing and putting down your feelings.
The journal writing
and sometimes, I think, we're asking people to put things down on paper or, speak about topics. And I think sometimes it puts pressure on them because...
I think so, too. We didn't have that.
I always
say... It was a very personal thing. Yeah. I did have teachers that
put
noticed
my feelings
I could
down
write.
On paper.
Exactly. Yeah, and you know what? For some... that goes, I believe, against what they talk about innately, or meant to do. I think, they want to do,
Yeah, I think the older I get, I think I have more of a tendency, like if something kind of pops into my head, now I have a tendency to kind of write it down.
That's me, yeah.
Where before I may have just forgot about it or held it to the side, and now I feel like maybe it's some type of a sign to get it down on paper for whatever reason.
Definitely.
I don't even know what the reason
is. There are, 2 or 3 in the morning, you wake up, oh my goodness, and then I wake up in the morning and go, wow, I really should have written that down because it was good.
Well, you guys are younger than me. I call it a senior moment. I have to, it's like if I don't write this down, I jot things on Facebook. I wake up and like, oh, I gotta write this down.
Then I lose the paper.
I know, that's me. It's like, I wrote it down. What did I do with it,
Yeah. It's so funny because you're like, oh, I had that really good idea, and then I forgot what it was.
And then I forgot. Yeah, so now you do, but then,
I still carry a notebook because I'm always stopping and writing and putting things down in my notebook.
I have to
so I still carry a notebook. That's the best thing in the world. It is.
Yeah.
And, and I try to get my kids to say, sometimes your phone dies or something because, everything is in their phone and, point in case of my daughter had to write this poem for school. And I said, well, how come when you put it in your phone, you didn't transfer it to your email to yourself or something? And she lost it.
I think that's an issue too because on the phone you can have in the Notes app and you can type things in, but I have my little tiny notebook with my little pen, and I really like that. I've talked to some people that do music composing, and they also say, do you do it on the laptop all the time or do you do paper pencil? And they say they still like to do paper pencil and just get everything down that way, and then they could always transfer it to the laptop, later on into those apps.
Yeah, later, and that's definitely, to say it, does it sound corny or cliche, it's a generation gap because my daughter, she, but she, what I have to say, she actually took out, I have to say, credit to us, she actually took out a notebook the other day and started writing. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm writing. I'm like, yes!
That was a good feeling, huh?
And we use writer's notebook technique from Ralph Fletcher, who said, when he was little, he didn't know anything about writing any thoughts or anything, but you can create notebooks and decorate them and put stickers in and pictures and then write a few things about it. So a lot of younger kids are into that now.
Definitely. And you know what? That's funny. You keep saying notebook. I actually had a notebook. My first one that I filled with poetry, and with moving when my daughter was younger, and this and that. I don't know what, but it's gone.
Wow.
We were in and out of storage for reasons, and all this. That will be with me forever. That was losing one of your best friends.
Yeah,
that was my first. Yeah.
A very close friend of mine was really into journaling, and she ended up getting rid of the journals. And now I wish she would have kept them because it was so interesting.
Definitely.
You were listening to Lion Tales. Our guest today is Rebecca, transfer student from Farmingdale, self-employed freelance writer, parent, and happy to have attended Nassau Community College. My name is Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman, on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Those serving in our military, they're the difference makers. Separated from family, enduring hardships far from home, sacrificing for their country, while serving in a different country? Well, for those of us who support our armed forces through the USO, we get to make a difference too. Through the USO, we get to be the force that delivers the phone call between spouse and deployed service member. The force that brings newborn and new parent together through a delivery room video chat. And the force that makes sure our military serving 7,000 miles away gets to watch the big game from a USO center. We get to be the force behind the forces, connecting them to every comfort of family, home, and country possible. It's a good feeling to make a difference. Visit uso.org/force to learn how you can be the force behind the forces.
You are listening to Lion Tales. Our guest today is Rebecca, transfer student from Farmingdale, self-employed freelance writer, parent, and happy to have attended Nassau Community College. My name is Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman. On The Voice, I'm your host. And
where did your love? That's when we sit there and have one of these senior moments live on the thing.
We were talking about where did your love of domestic and wildlife come from?
Oh, I'm born with it. Wildlife, animals, Aurora. Yeah, Aurora knows. Yeah. Animals, wild, not wild, animal rescue, cats, dogs,
She's really big in that. So I always wondered, you grew up here on Long Island, right?
Yeah.
And so when, I feel I'm one of those Long Islanders who know domestic animals. So when I stop, so when I'm driving down south and I see a cow, I stop because I don't see cows walking, I see cats and dogs, or I don't see,
you see,
you don't see goats or
foxes. That's a big thing now with these foxes coming out of the, coming out of the blue and they're rabid. They might be attacking people, so that's a big issue
them.
now.
Not all
cute.
of them.
They're cute, but they can be
they're
vicious.
Beautiful.
I think
they're beautiful
they're
and strong. I have to, as a wildlife, rescue person too. They're running out of space. Unfortunately, we're taking all their space. So we really are. Yeah.
And even the deer, I feel so bad for them because I was driving and I saw. They don't have a chance sometimes.
No. They really don't. They, imagine, all our homes were taken away. We would, where would we go?
Right, because
sadly, that's another topic. But
because we've literally have taken up their space. They haven't taken ours.
Exactly.
And then and why do you find it important to be an involved volunteer?
I'm sorry, a volunteer for animals?
Yeah, just in general, because you're very involved with this.
It's just a part of me. It always has been since I was young. It was animals first and people, and it's just innate. And growing up, I was because I was shy, I was bullied a lot, and animals didn't do that.
Right, that's true.
They don't do that,
and so
they just
your philosophy about balancing your work life. How has that been? Describe that to us.
Well, it's always my daughter first. She's number one, and it balanced everything around her pretty much.
Yeah.
She does have all her medical challenges, and she has for all these years. So, that's how I balance it. She's happy. She's content. She's,
And how old is she now?
She's actually 19.
Oh, well, my son is 19.
Yeah, she's on age with my daughter.
So 2000, she was born in 2000?
No, 1999.
No, same as, Aurora.
My son's oldest. 2000. Wow. So what did you discover about yourself that others may not know?
Especially going through the process of, having been a student parent.
Everything, how much I can get done.
Isn't that remarkable?
On my own.
Isn't that remarkable? Oh my gosh. It's like everyone looks at me and says, how do you do everything?
Exactly. I get that. I'm like,
I ask myself that. How did I do? What am I doing?
You do. You stop when you have the moment. And
Because the little things that you're doing too, just, driving and food shopping and the laundry and just there's so many other tasks besides the full-time work that you're doing or any other things that you love to do. Yeah. And so, now that you feel, tell us about like what you feel when you think of, my God, in a day, what you've done.
Something fun. I do another job. I do dispatch during the week for a wonderful company on Long Island, and part-time. And, people, everyone has their own situation. We're all completely, together. But not to sound corny, but everyone is in their own, and some people are lucky enough to have, let's say, lots of money. And I know, and I talk to some people, and they have an assistant for this and this and this and this. And I said to my daughter, "Wow, Mommy does all that on her own."
Yeah, exactly.
And God, it's not knocking. Again, lucky, and they're extra blessed in other ways, and we all are blessed in different ways. But we're lucky in other ways. But wow,
I know, and it's amazing.
It really is. I mean, one thing that saves, certain times of you look at, like, let's say just doing the laundry and people don't realize it's almost like an art form and it takes time to do it. But sometimes I will just say, forget it. I'm taking everything to the laundromat and that's the end of it. And I'll pay just a few dollars because it's easier for them to do it than for me to be stressed out about it. And those are just like little samples of
things that you can. Oh, absolutely.
So when you were at Nassau, some of the classes that you were taking, you said creative writing and chemistry, biology. Any other courses?
I did.
That you
let's see. No, that was. I'm just trying to think.
Did you have any communication classes or public speaking?
Did I take public speaking at Nassau? I did take public speaking.
Because a lot of us came in with that course.
And we all sat there looking at each other like, really?
What?
And that actually helped me being an introvert. Yeah, with my, holding your stomach literally and looking around like I'm not the only one afraid to get up there, which is huge.
Yeah, that was
huge. There were a couple of people who loved getting up there, but the rest of us like, so yeah, that's huge.
It's almost like acting 101.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Because you're on stage, and a lot of people are not used to that.
Yes, you're listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien, and our guest today is an awesome super mom, Rebecca, transfer student from Farmingdale, self-employed freelance writer, and a parent, and she is happy to have attended Nassau Community College. So let's continue. We were talking about motherhood, and aside from any profession that goes unnoticed and does not have an awards program at the end, okay? And Mother's Day is being really slighted now because, for half of the time you have to fix the meal anyway, and make the dishes. So, I still think that, we're getting slighted. But, when you have a child that's medically fragile, it really takes extra. I mean, it takes extra of you to move and to motivate. And as I know, I have a son that has special needs, and so it was that and still keeping it together became a kind of no brainer for me because people were like, "Oh, I said no." I said because if I can continue to make them happy. And that makes me happy. So even when I have to drop things because either with the medical issues or the health issues that were going on, it was still not. I'm not gonna say I didn't get stressed. Okay, I'm not gonna say that, but but it wasn't. But we can do it, and so when I think about mother, exactly, we have to.
And that's like people say, just like before Lynnda said. People come up to you and say, well, how'd you do it? Well, and I look at them like, was I not supposed to? What choice? And sadly you hear stories, but in my book, and there was no choice. You keep going for them, and that's the end of it. You don't think twice. Yeah.
Exactly.
But it is exhausting. It is. It is. Yeah.
That day that you can get up and get pampering, it's a wonderful day. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful day.
And you know what? Just to see, you know what? I look at her and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. One smile. That's it. That's my. Yeah.
What is your living? What do you want to impart in your daughter's life through your work? I mean, just visually, by example, what do you think she's taking in about you?
I think with going back to school, finishing school, literally sitting next to her. I know you know, while she's in a hospital bed, sitting on the window with my feet propped up, finishing a test, finishing a paper, and finishing school literally at her bedside. You know, many times.
Right.
You know, that she can. You know, it's again the old adage that she can do anything that she, you know, that she sets out to do.
But she has you as a great example, you know,
and perseverance, because
that's key.
Look, we know she is physically limited. We know that. Her mind is incredible, and I see it already. You know, so hopefully she can take that from it. You know.
Well, wonderful. So, what would you know? You were a student. You had goals. You were a parent. You are a parent.
What am. Thank you.
Yes. You know, what are some of what is a message? If you had 60 seconds to give a message to our audience, to know that there are current students, there are prospective students, and there are former students who are going through the same things that you are going. You know, what would you say?
Get out there and visit a school. Get to an open house. Call a counselor and just talk for a few minutes. The worst part about and the hardest part about being a single mom and having a medically fragile child is the isolation. And sometimes you don't feel like, you know, you're overwhelmed, and again, you're isolated. Pick up the phone, get online, join a group, check out a page for a school, for Nassau Community College. Really? You know? Check out the greenhouse, talk to them, just get out there and visit. Talk to someone. There's people to help you to get out there if you need help getting out there. And just start. Go, you know, go to school. Yeah.
Even if you start with the one class, it, you know, opens the door.
Start
to
with
the
one,
next.
Definitely.
Yeah. So we'd like to thank you, Rebecca, because you were sweating, and we want to thank you for being our guest. You know, you've been great. We wish you great success with your writing.
You too. Thank you.
I'll give my love to your beautiful daughter. You know, I love her.
Same here, please. Same here.
You know, and it was a pleasure for you to be on the show. And
thank you so much.
And we will let you. You know, we will tell you when you know, where other times that you can hear it, and we hope to have you visit again because other parents are here. Other parents are going through the same thing, so you're not alone. And I know over the years you finally, we've learned that we're not alone, and it's good for everyone to.
And that's what school helps you. I think that's one of the main things. You're not alone.
We want to thank you.
Stories you hear, and thank you.
Yeah, we want to thank you for being with us. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with my fabulous friend Aurora Workman, president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. The creative director of Lion Tales is Rudy J. Breedy. This show is the production of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. Lion Tales is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk to you next week.